community is not just corporate.
Coach Rebecca, and today I'm talking about camp superpowers. I have had the amazing experience of going to other people's camps this summer. So I spent 2 weekends at University of Utah and had the best time. I just got to spend the weekend with Miss Val, the legendary UCLA coach, and a ton of incredible UCLA gymnasts. And what I see every time, and I've seen this at Woodward back when I was coaching, I've seen this, my own experience. I went to a camp that was Chris Waller's Gym Jam back when I was 12, and I got these new skills, and I see this. These kids go to camp and they get new skills and they're fearless and they do things that they had never done, and they just are on top of the world when they leave. They reach their goals. And I talk about this a lot actually during competition season, where I go, yeah, kids get skills at the meet or at camp because they have what I call camp superpowers or meet superpowers. And I love to keep that in your back pocket and know when you show up to a meet or when you show up to camp, you're going to be able to do more than you can in your regular gym. So I'm going to talk about why that happens, but then I want to talk about how to keep it, because so often kids go to meets or they go to camp, they get a new skill, they get over their fear, they break through their block, they go back to their gym and they're stuck again. And there's reasons why. So here's why. When you change your environment, you actually change your brain state. You don't have associations like you have with your home training environment. Your brain has built associations around this is a triggering event, or this coach puts a lot of pressure on me, or I fell when I was on this beam. If there's fear or doubt or pressure in the physical environment, you go somewhere else and that's not there. You have a different wall to spot on your full turn, on the beam. You have everything's just physically different. So you're able to let go of some of those associations that might trigger lower confidence. And it's a clean slate. This is what it was like for me. I went and I remember we had to spend the first day of our week-long camp getting evaluated for groups. So they'd see, what can you do on floor? What can you do on beam? What can you do on bars? And so you just kind of would go through all the different skills and show them what you can do so they put you in the right group. I don't know if they still do that. I know we don't do that for our camp. But so I was like, okay, they don't need to know that I have a mental block on this skill. What if I just do it and then they won't even know that I ever was scared? It's like when you walk into a gym and you're like, oh, I'm the one who's scared, then you get scared. But if you walk in and you're like, maybe they don't have to know that I'm scared. Maybe they will just maybe I'll just go do it. And then I would do a skill. You feel like you can just go and be somebody new. You can be the person that isn't afraid. And there is some major science around the science of an alter ego, a confident alter ego. If you're like, I am not scared Rebecca today, I am confident Rebecca today, and no one needs to know that I can't do this skill, you get out there and you do it. So you can do that anytime, but that really happens where there's a clean slate and nobody knows you. You don't have a reputation for being the kid who's always hurt or the kid who's always scared. You're just a random kid who's about to go show what you can do. Okay, so they feel a little safer with fresh faces. They see people that they have known, virtually, but have never met in person. So there's excitement. There's a mood. They start out the day with fun. You're moving your body. There's loud music. It's just good vibes. And part of confidence is the mood that you're in. So if you are in a great mood walking into practice and you are pumping the tunes and your coaches are leading a really fun warm up, you might be like, whoa, I think I could do this today. So there's this environment of fun, and confidence is contagious. So if you watch somebody else do something they've never done before, you're like, wow, that's so cool. Then you might want to try that. And you might feel like, well, if they can do it, I can do it. So and you're not comparing, because it's not the same kid you've been training with since you were 8 who always gets skills before you. There isn't any of that. It's more like, no way, I want to try that. That's so fun. And then, Olympians are like, yes, you can do it. So of course you go and you make some progress because there's so many things on your side. Then kids come back to their own home gym and all of a sudden the mental block is back. the confidence is down again. That coach looked at them funny and then they feel the pressure and then it's gone. And so the reason that this happens is because there are those old patterns that just need to get disrupted a little bit and expectations creep in. So if you went and did your beam dismount for the first time and then your coach is like, let me see it. I heard you did your dismount at camp. And then you feel the pressure and then you kind of get a little stressed out and you're like, I have to be able to do it. Those expectations rise and they take away some of your confidence. Also, you skip some progressions because you don't recognize that when you're at camp, like sometimes you're working up, you're doing baby steps, you're allowed to be a beginner at something new at camp because you don't care. You're not going to see these people again. They're not going to judge you. So then you come back home and you're like, I already did it. And they go, well, let's see it. You're like, well, actually, like when I did it at camp, I got to do it on the low beam and then I got a spot. And then there was this like 8 different beams that all had mats. And so could I warm it up? And they don't think to warm it up. They just think they should be able to do it. So then they get up and then it doesn't work. And then they're disappointed. So here's how to keep your camp superpowers, because it is awesome to go to a place where there are good vibes and happiness and you're feeling more courageous and you can try on a different personality. And then you want to find clues about what worked. So if you have, whether this is you went to a fun camp or you just had a great day in practice, do this. Ask yourself, what helped you feel brave? Write it down. Was it progressions? Was it drills? Was it the music? Was it the coaching style? Was it the mood? Was it that you weren't trying to be perfect or you weren't comparing yourself to other people? Write down clues. I love a clue journal so that you're like, I had a good day. Here are some of the things that might have set me up for success. And just take guesses. You don't have to know for sure, but write down what happened. And then find, what keeps happening on the days I do well. Did I get good sleep? Was it a fun environment? Was there something I was doing differently mentally that allowed me to, just feel a little bit better? Then when you have a not so good day, do the same thing. What didn't set me up for success today? And you might be like, well, I was really stressed about school and my foot kind of hurt and my coach was in a bad mood. And if you get in the habit of writing just a quick clue journal, I'm talking 3 minutes after practice, you'll start to figure out the patterns of what sets you up for success and what doesn't. And then all you have to do is do more of what sets you up for success and less of what doesn't, and you will start to be more confident on a consistent basis. Then once you have identified, okay, these are the reasons I was doing well, do more, right? And it might be that you have to rebuild some progressions. It might be that you have to start with a different baby step. It might be that you have to ask yourself, like, what do I need from my coach that I was getting at camp that I'm not getting naturally? Like that I have to actually go out of my way and say, I think I need a mat. When I was at camp, I put a mat under my beam and I got so much faster, so much farther. And then I also would love for you to identify your confident camp alter ego. Who were you at camp? Or who were you on that great day? What were you doing? How were you showing up? How were you thinking? How were you talking to yourself? And then that's the person you want to show up as every day. That person who isn't scared, that person who would love to try, that person who's going to ask the coach for what they need, that person who's going to take an extra turn, that person whose hands hurt, but they don't care because they only have so much time to be here and they really want to just keep working. So figure out who you are when you're having that great success. And guess what? That is you. It's you. So you can be that person anytime. So you just put that hat on and go, okay, I'm Camp Rebecca today. I'm going to shake my booty. I'm going to ask for help. I'm going to get some mats and I'm going for it. And then celebrate. So all of these coaches that are not your normal coaches are just like cheering all the time for everything you do. And you might be like, well, that's not that big of a deal because I've done that before. They're like, it looked good to me. Yay. What if you were constantly cheering yourself on for every single thing that you did? Like, what a concept, right? Okay, Gymnast K is saying, how can you be more confident in yourself for skills? Oh my gosh, this is quite a question. I will do my best to answer this in just a minute because I just want to wrap up on the camp superpowers. So celebrate yourself. Be the person who is like so proud of you because you did something good. And then just know that it's good to have those opportunities to see what you're made of, to see what's possible, to then look and go, wow, I did that. Okay, I can build it up in the same way. I can become the same person I was at camp. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to that question. Gymnast K says, how can you be more confident in yourself for skills? That's a big question, but there are really 6 ways. There's 6 ways to be more confident in yourself for skills. And this is all based on the research of Albert Bandura in 1977, and he's got some more updated research too. But I'll just rattle through those 6 ways. The first way is to have a past success. Now, a lot of us know you do a skill and then you're like, yay, I did it. I feel confident. But what if you haven't done it in a while? You might not feel like you have access to a past success. Well, you can think back to the last time you did it well. That's still a past success. Or my favorite, you can do a progression of the skill that you know you can be confident on. So for example, if you are not confident doing a back handspring on a high beam, can you get a success on a low beam? It's still a success, even if you haven't gotten to the final progression. So that's part of it, is really giving yourself credit for what you can do. So instead of saying things like, I can't do it, you go, well, what can I do? And then you go get a success. You get a win on that progression. I can't say enough about backing it up a step just to get a win. And so you can feel a little like, okay, I am okay. Look, my hands got on, my hips were squared. That was good. So that's one of them. Another one is imagery or visualization. So it's seeing things happening, seeing what you want to have happen. And a lot of the time we run around the world being like, I hope I don't fall. I don't want this to happen. We want to erase that from your language and think about, well, what do I want to have happen? I want to get my feet on. I want to get my hands in the right place. I want to catch the bar. So thinking about what you want to have happen and kind of living in that future vision, whether you can see it when your eyes are closed or not, that's kind of a first start to it. And then something that I teach in Perform Happy is how to develop an imagery practice so that you can not see yourself flying off the beam into hot lava or not see things going horribly wrong every time you close your eyes and imagine. So making sure that you're seeing the positive image of what you want to have happen. Okay, that's number 2. Then we have verbal persuasion, which is those are the words that are said to you, through you, and around you. So if you have people cheering you on and being like, you're amazing, that was beautiful, I'm so proud of you, you're gonna feel more confident. Now, if you're tearing yourself down and being like, that's not true, that shouldn't even count, you don't even know, I could do it better, that's going to reduce your confidence. So the way that you receive positive feedback matters. And then the feedback that you're giving yourself as you go along also really matters. So if you go, hey, that was a pretty good try. I think that was good. I think I can be better, sure, but I'm giving myself a pat on the back for that one. So positive vibes on your team and in your mind are really, really important. Then we've got the mood that you're in. So that's why music and fuzzy socks and boba could be the reason that you had an incredible practice. So if you know that your confidence is low, figure out what gets me in a good mood. Is it my good friend? Is it my favorite leotard? Is it whatever? Do what you can to set yourself up for success. Coach, can we listen to Dua Lipa? Whatever, put on whatever music pumps you up to get you in a good mood, because that will make you more confident. I know it seems kind of simple. Then how your body feels. So if you feel really anxious, if you feel angry, if you feel tight, if you're in pain, all of those things are going to impact your confidence. So you want to make sure to do practices that you learn some coping skills for anxiety. That's another huge thing that we teach in our program, is how to feel the sensations in your body and allow them to either subside or really accept them and lean into them and use them as superpowers. So, and then of course you have to sleep and eat and hydration, because that all goes into how your body feels. So that's high level, some things that you can do to make your skills feel more confident. Feel free to DM me if you have any questions about confidence in your sport, and I would love to answer them here live. I'm here Tuesdays at 5 o'clock Pacific time, and I can't wait to meet some of you guys this coming weekend. So we're putting on a camp, the Confident Gymnast Camp, in conjunction with Nike. They partnered with us to put on 2 camps this year. California, my hometown, August 2nd and 3rd. We are doing 2 days of incredible breakthroughs for kids who want to break through their fear and build confidence. And we go through all the 6 ways to build confidence, and then we actually work through live in person on the events to rebuild that confidence and get you those skills back. So you can check that out at confidentgymnast.com and reach out if you have any questions. All right, I'll see you soon. Thanks, everybody.